So if
I had moved on to private business statements. I had called the honorable member for NABDAN to read a statement. So we'll continue from there.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The second deputy speaker to take the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to make this statement to commemorate the World Tuberculosis Day 2022. It is a day set aside to raise public awareness about the devastating health, social, and economic consequences of tuberculosis, and to step up efforts to end the global tuberculosis epidemic. The date marks the day in 1882 when Dr. Robert Caucus discovered the bacterium that causes tuberculosis, which opened the way towards diagnosing and curing this disease. Mr. Speaker, tuberculosis is caused by Mycobacterium process. It spreads through the air when a person with TB, disease of the lungs or throat, coughs, speaks, or sneezes. And people nearby breathe in this bacteria and become infected. TB usually affects the lungs, but it can also affect other parts of the body, such as the brain, the kidneys, and the spine. To diagnose TB, chest X-ray, sputum for AFBs, gene expert, and blood tests can be done. The golden standard for TB diagnosis is to culture the bacteria. TB can be treated and cured by using antibiotics. Mr. Speaker, in 2020, about 10 million people were infected with TB, and approximately 1.5 million people have been losing their lives every year to TB. In Ghana, the estimated prevalence rate of TB is 143 per 100,000 of the population. Mr. Speaker, the theme for this year's celebration is Invest to End TB, Save Lives. I'll repeat the theme again. Invest to end TB, save lives. It conveys the urgent need to invest resources to up the fight against TB and achieve the commitment to end TB made by global leaders. 40 million TB patients are expected to be treated, including 3.5 million children in 2022. On this day, the World Health Organization is organizing a special virtual talk. This is critical in the context of COVID-19 pandemic that has put NTB progress at risk, and to ensure equitable access to prevention and care in line with the WHO drive towards achieving SDG 3 and universal health coverage. The main speakers will include ministers, leaders, and other high-level government representatives. Mr. Speaker, Data shows that Ghana is not doing well in TB control, due mainly to limited financing of the program. An estimated 15,500 Ghanaians die every year from TB. It is against this background that a coalition of NGOs, Stop TB Partnership Ghana, Ghana TB Voice Network, and Hope Generations are engaging high political leadership in the country to achieve commitment towards increased resource mobilization and funding. Currently in Ghana, the HIV/AIDS, TB, and malaria are funded by the new funding model 3, or in short, MFM3. It is estimated to raise an amount of $238 million to finance key interventions between 2021 to 2023. The government of Ghana is expected to contribute a counterpart funding of about $45 million. The treatment success rate is high, 85%, but the coverage is only 32%. The main machine, which is called Gene Expert, used for quick diagnosis, is not available in all the districts, and there are difficulties associated with transportation of samples to selected centers. Also, failure to involve sufficient community health workers hinder the detection of TB cases. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Health and Ghana Health Service have not yet improved oversight and accountability, with duplicative role, ambiguous reporting lines, and lack of performance targets contributing to delays, poor grant adoption, and weak performance. However, there have been improvements in drug storage conditions and logistic management information systems. Mr. Speaker, tuberculosis is primarily a socio-economic problem associated with overcrowding, poor ventilation, lack of fresh water, poverty, and limited access to health care. The former president of the United States, Bill Clinton, on the occasion of World TB Day 2000 in Hyderabad, India, stated that these are economic calamities, human tragedies, and much more than crisis for anyone. They are crises for the whole world. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the problems and challenges stated above, which require rectification, there are certain areas in Ghana here that act as breeding grounds for tuberculosis because of the inhumane living or working conditions. These include overcrowding in practically all our prisons in Ghana, the Galante sites, the fishing communities, the farming settlements, our urban slums, and some of our Zongo communities. There is a need for targeted budgetary allocation to improve conditions in these areas. Also, the provision of healthcare close to these areas or sites to assist in early diagnosis is highly welcome. Mr. Speaker, as parliamentarians, we can also allocate some resources from our NHIA fund to assist organize wellness clinic to educate and screen the populace for the Mycobacterial tuberculosis. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.